back to my channel. Apologies for posting this video late. In this video I'm going to show you how I made this ruffle sweetheart sleeveless crop top for my age skirt. It's also similar to the age skirt top, the two-piece top for the age pleated skirt. To make this sweetheart ruffle crop top, all you need are your basic bodice block pattern, your paper, your pattern paper, your ruler, your tape measure, scissors, pin, your threads, sewing machines, and most importantly, you need your fabric, your linen fabric, preferably the same fabric as your skirt, so you have a two-piece. To get started, I traced my basic bodice block pattern on a new pattern paper up to the waist. I'm starting with the front buttocks. First, I determined the midpoint of the armhole depth and on the bust, which is 2 inches. Next, I marked the 2 inches, placing my tape on the armhole depth, then drew a line across. Next, I marked the plunge of my sweetheart neckline. It depends on how deep you want the neck. I was indecisive at first, but I think I set it on 1 inch or more. Just watch. Before creating my sweetheart curve, I marked out my bust distance. Okay, but if you have a straight hand, you don't have to remark your bust distance. You can just connect the dot line all the way down to the armhole depth. Next, I drew a curved line from the neck point down to the side seam to create the sweetheart neckline. I also at the side seam marked down 1/4 of an inch just to make the curve, the sweetheart curve, stand out. Next, I marked my bust apex 1 inch down from the armhole depth. I forgot to leave space when cutting out my front buttocks, so I wrote down a note as a reminder to include that when cutting my fabric. From the bust line, I marked 1/2 inch on both sides, then connect to the bust apex to create a bust dot. Then I connected the dot to the previous waist dot. Next, I cut out the design. Top has 2 main pieces. We have the bustier piece and the ruffle piece. I'm going to be using one pattern paper to achieve both. The bustier piece is the lining, the one that has to be inside. So first, to create the ruffle piece, I subtracted the 1 inch that allowance from the waist because I don't need it for the ruche, because the ruche is going to be the same size as your body. There's no need to cut out the dots allowance. You just fold it in because you're still going to make use of the same pattern paper for the bustier. So I create my slash lines, and the slash lines depends on how roughly you want the ruffle. So if you want it too roughly, you have to create more slash lines. I had to move the front piece aside to work on the back. For the back, it's easy peasy. First, I got my bust distance and marked out my bust distance, then trace it down to the main dots. Okay, mark out the bust distance, then trace it down to the main dot. Just like I did for the front, I subtracted 1/4 of an inch from the side seam, that's from the armhole depth down, then drew a straight line. Then next, from the subtracted line, I marked down 1/2 an inch, then connected that to the side seam. That is all for the back. Then I started marking out my slash lines. just like I did for the front piece, I subtracted 1 inch that allowance, then folded it in so I'll be able to create the back ruffle. You can just save yourself from this whole using one pattern to create two pieces, and trace it out and use two pattern pieces. Before cutting out your pattern pieces, you number each pieces so it helps you arrange them and you don't misplace any of the pieces. It's time for me to place my pattern paper on my fabric, align them properly and cut. As you can see, I folded my fabric into two. I noticed that my fabric edge is not straight, so I used a ruler and a chalk to create a straight edge. I left 1.5 inches in between each pattern pieces to create enough ruffle. That is the front and back pieces right there. Here I'm trying to transfer the ruffle line to the front so I can be able to pleat it. I wanted my pleat to face upwards, so it all depends on where you want your pleat to face. If you want it to face upwards or if you want it to face downwards, it all depends on how you want it. For my back piece, I cut it as a whole so I'll be able to pleat it and they look the same. They look uniform before opening it at the center back. So you can do it like this, or you can just cut open the center back and pleat it, but make sure that the pleat is uniform. As you can see, I have attached the front and the back pieces back. So do same or do stress yourself this way and just use, I have limited pattern paper, so I'm trying to manage my pattern paper here. So now I'm going to open it. This is the facing now. This is going to be the facing. You can see the way I relabeled it 1 and 2 side. So this is going to be the facing and this is going to be the bustier. So I'm just going to cut out that and cut again. Don't forget my gentle reminder to include the bust darts on my fabric, and I did just that. Okay. All my pieces are ready to be sewed. Okay, don't forget the strap. You need a strap, so you just cut strip of fabric and create as the strap. So here are my strap, my everything I need to create that delicious ruffle. So I'm starting with the bustier. Align your front bustier pieces properly, pin and then sew. Place the front and back pieces right side together, then pin the side seam and sew. I decided to change the direction of the pleat of my front top piece. I did a lot of adjusting and readjusting the pleat, but just ensure that at the end the length of the top is the same as the length of the facing. Once I'm done painting my ruffle, I attach the two back pieces to the side seam. I had to stitch my pleats in place before attaching them. Before stitching the facing, I first aligned my strap. So I just placed my strap in the center and also at the back. So it has to be like in the middle, then also at the back. After stitching, pass your hem through the center back and turn it to reveal the front of the top. You can decide if you want a top stitch or just leave it as it is. Next, I pleated the center back and prepared my zipper. The best zipper for this type of top is an open and close zipper. I had to press the center back so it would be easier for me to attach the top to the zipper. I used a zigzag stitch to lock the edge of the center back before attaching the zipper. it's time to press my sweetheart ruffle top. So you can press the top to define the pleats. You can move it whatever direction you want. You can move the pleats either up or down, whatever direction you want. If you don't like the direction it's going, you can try another direction. So just keep pressing and see if you like the direction. So I'm gonna attempt to press it in different direction here, and if I don't like it next time I'm wearing it, I would change the direction of the plate. So thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. If you enjoyed this video, please share, like, and comment what other tutorial would you like me to make. So thank you so much. Bye. Ciao ciao.